Hello everyone, PolishLynx here, and we are back with Narcissu when the sun had completely set. By some roadside somewhere, we had once again fished our meal of convenience store food. So they didn't go to that restaurant. I wonder what's become of things right now. Even now, wrapped around my wrist the white vinyl bracelet. Only if my blood type and name was recorded. As I looked at the hospital nameplate, I murmured, "You think there's been a big uproar?" Probably. Yeah. Parents, friends, as well as the hospital doctors. When I thought that even if only on the surface they were worried about me, it painted, not painted, my heart a little. Sorry, Dad, everyone. Going off and doing something selfish. Say you. I like her voice, even the thing I don't have no idea what she actually say. Something the matter? The first time we heard you were going to die, did you cry? At the girl's sudden question for a moment, I was taken aback. Then I thought about the weight of the question for a time. I think I didn't cry. Then, did you say why only me and crucified? But I don't really remember. In the beginning I wasn't able to realize what was happening in reality. I think it was because I couldn't conceive of it as being real. However, in truth, there might have been a bit of that. The friend I went to the training center with bought a new car, complained about how much trouble the 36 loan payments were. There were those who got jobs, those who got left back in school, those who had kids, those who were dumped by their girlfriends again. But I was denied a future. That was why, to be honest, I think there had been the feeling of why only me. Even when I told myself that this was fate, still I think there was the feeling of not wanting to give up. Never give up. Then, what about you? Me? Yeah, did you cry over sadness or curse fate? I was fine with it. Why? Because from the start I didn't wish for anything. Because I had given up. I see. If you gave up from the start, there will be no disappointment. If you look into the past, there wouldn't be any happy things, but also no painful things. But I had a feeling that that way of thinking was far too sad. Or perhaps in the girl's case, maybe there was nothing else that could be done. A movie that I saw before said that wolves only lived 3 years. Really? I thought they lived longer actually. What? Wolves? Suddenly the girl started talking about something I didn't really get. But it said that donkeys lived 9 years. What's this? Wolves are 3 years and donkeys are 9. Donkeys are useful, so they live long. That's how it is, it seems. The girl looked lonely as she gazed out the window, her words sliding out. This was probably, to this girl, the excuse to convince herself, the excuse that she could give up. Under the evening winter sky, we continued straight along Road 21, dancing in the darkening sky, lightly floating specks of light. It seems that depending on circumstances, it might snow harder. Something wrong? Yeah, it's snowing. Then I noticed that the sides of the road had become white with fallen snow. I didn't know when we had come to a snow area, but everywhere I looked was stained with white. This might be a problem. Yeah, you didn't change your gears actually. From what I had seen before, these tires weren't winter tires. Gears tires. I think it's the same actually. If further ahead was even snowy area, it might be troublesome. Hey, is this place a snowy area? Eh? Well, if the snow gets any worse, it might be difficult, you see. Even if the road surface wasn't covered in snow in such a place, it wasn't a surprise if the road froze over. And thinking about it, I hadn't learned anything outside of the instruction center's textbooks, and we might need to have chains put on. How about it, do you know? Up ahead is Sekigahara. I really hope I tell the names properly. I heard that the last time. What I want to know is whether this place gets heavy snow. I don't know. For some reason, the girl answered with an only expression. From that expression, I felt that something didn't match up. Even though she knew that much about the roads, and also knew so much about this car, compared to that, this seems like something she would definitely know. Alright, at any rate, I'll drive carefully. The shoreline. We got out of the car and gazed at the lake. Blown by strong wind, here and there white snow even stained the frozen lake surface. And in that, facing what seemed like the sea's edge, the girl slowly started walking. It was a scene that occurred before. Say, what do you think? That if you continue the sea like this, would you die comfortably? Think. I have a feeling it would be more comfortable than the sea. Stop her. I don't see the basis for that answer. Well, seawater is salty and your body would float, wouldn't it? That's impressively resounding. With the cold north wind and in the falling snow, the two of us exchanged words where one couldn't tell whether we were serious or joking. Okay, I have a bad feeling, and also the music changed a little bit. And then the feet had briefly paused, once again started to move towards the lake. I guess you aren't going to stop me. Stop her! Well, today you don't plan on dying, right? That may be so. That place, Awajishima, how much further would that be, I wonder? It's not as if I wanted to go there or that I had some sort of obsession with it. However, even though we had been wandering around with no purpose now, we found ourselves with a place to aim for. Even if without me stopping her, the girl's feet remained one step before the water's edge. I was sure that was how it was. January 27, Road 8, something. From there, go back to Road 1. Got it. Yes. She didn't walk into water. That's great. From Road 8 back to Road 1. Following the girl's navigation, this time headed towards Kusatsu. Say right now, is our money fine? We still have about 30,000 yens. Before we had bought clothes, but other than that we continued on our usual convenience store fare. Is something the matter? Then you want to go on the expressway? Expressway? We can't go all the way using the smaller roads? Certainly up until very close, you can. But in the end you have to take a toll road, so... I see, well, it's a Vaji island after all. I didn't know the details, but in order to get to Awajishima, one had to cross the Seto Ohashi bridge or some other bridge. Well, from Kusatsu onto a bypass. Alright. Following the girl's direction, we went from the Seda interchange and connected on the Meishin Expressway. Compared to the normal roads we had been running on until now, it was obviously a better maintained road. There were no traffic lights, and with the good visibility of the road, even for a first-time express driver like me, I felt it was easy to ride on. It was just if I were in the high-speed lane on the right, the cars that came up from behind at a ferocious pace were scary. At the start I didn't know what passing was, or what the right being blinkers meant, but when I got used to it, I thought driving on the expressway was fun. Amazing, that car. Passing us at an outstanding speed, some car from somewhere We were driving leisurely and couldn't help but look at each other. And then the girl who sat in the passenger's seat looked slightly different from usual. Normally, she should be looking out the window with distant eyes, but today, surprisingly, she was curiously looking around at the cars. Speaking of which, for some reason she knew a lot about cars. I pointed at the car from before that ferociously passed us. So, what car was that just now? Come now, think of it like a quiz. Toyota overview. Then, the one that passed us now. I see you know them well, don't you? To be honest, I couldn't tell whether she was right or not. However, the girl that would rarely open her mouth on her own seemed to be enjoying herself as she answered again and again. That was why, without pausing, I continued to speak. The blue one is Eunice, the red one is an Alfa Romeo. She even answered for two cars that passed us at the same time. But you know that one, right? As I spoke this time, I pointed to as something different from a normal car, a truck. I wanted to see that slightly troubled face from the girl who had shown so little emotion. So yeah, I guess you know trucks, huh? Oh, haha, you're amazing. Even though I was trying to give her a hard time, I hadn't thought she would know even trucks. If you know this much, isn't it on the level where you can be proud of it? Is that so? And I think you can puff out your chest. The girl returned silence to my words. She seemed just a little bit embarrassed. I'm sure she really liked cars. Well then, when we get over there, you want to try driving? But I don't have a license. It will be fine. I'm sure driving on the beach or something will be fun. Most likely, if we go to Avarishima, there will be plenty of deserted places. Plus, this car was a manual transmission, so once she got used to it, I thought it'd be interesting. Well, in that case, I'll teach you. Well, even so, I'm just a new driver myself. Chapter 6 Echo. When that high sun was just misting over, the silver coupe continued to run along the expressway. Soon we'll be at the Katsuragawa parking area, moving slower, withdrawing what we could be called a slow resting pace. Say, you want to take a break next? What's wrong? Looks like I'm a bit tired. I see. It wasn't too surprising. Just before, she had been so excited that originally we're even more sick than ordinary sick people, so it was probably natural. Well, I'll go buy you something. Alright, I'll go buy them quick. Rushing over to a nearby shop, I bought things that weren't too different from what I would buy at a convenience store. Here, a Pocari and nigiri and also the fries. Those were the words of her reply, but the girl just took them and didn't move to eat. Even though normally she should have started eating the fries first. You alright? Is it that you are starting to feel bad? My medicine has run out, so crap. I see. Her medicine ran out. That was something I had feared. Well, no, it was something that could easily be imagined from the moment we left the hospital. Of course, I hadn't forgotten about it on purpose. Up until now, I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't even the sense to think about it. Since when? When did your medicine run out? Last night. Then it's almost been an entire day. In my case, I had been told by doctors that 2 days without taking any was my limit. Most likely the girl's case was similar. Now that I thought about it, since then that we left the hospital, 8 days had already passed. The amount of medicine that we carried on hand, I could have seen that sooner or later it would heat up like this. Crap. That's very bad. That's very, very bad. But right now we have to end the episode. That's not a good ending, but I have to. I hope you enjoyed the story. I really do. I'm so into that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.